everyone, my name is Gina Marie and this is my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple, flavorful Italian dish called braciole. Braciole is a thin piece of round steak that you pound even thinner and then fill, roll, and saute. It's simple. Let's get started now. I'm going to start with a piece of my thinly sliced round steak, which you can get from any local grocery store, or you can just have your butcher take a round steak and cut it really, really thin for yourself. For you. Look at how thin this is. You see how nice and thin that is? But then again, we want to make it even thinner. So this is the fun part. Get your little mallet out. And what we want to do is you want to make certain that the thinness of each piece is consistent, so the cooking process is consistent all the way through. A few good pounds like that, and voila, we've got a nice piece of meat right in front of us. Now I have a nice plate here of some beautifully thin sliced prosciutto Parma, which is a Parma ham. Wonderful ham if you've never had it before. It's got a wonderful flavor. And again, this is something that's easily purchased in any store today. It doesn't have to be a specialty store. And many times there's paper in between it. Your butcher will put paper in between it. Or if it comes packaged, this is actually a little piece of plastic in between it to keep the thin slices separated. And you're just going to lay that right there on the inside of your pounded round steak, okay? Now for the inside, very simply, I'm going to take a nice big chunk of Reggiano Parmesan cheese. Parmesan Reggiano. To be called that, this must have been aged 20 years or more. Don't skimp on the cheese. This is very important because this is where so much of the flavor in this dish comes from. The few extra pennies that this Parmesan Reggiano costs will make the world of difference. Your friends and family will think you're such a gourmet chef. Now, I don't make my braciole the same every single time. I'm showing you a very simple version. And what I've done is I've sliced a piece of the cheese and I'm leaving it whole. Yes, I'm leaving it whole, just like that, and putting it in the inside. And then I make a mixture of some breadcrumbs and some grated Parmesan cheese and some garlic. In this case, this is gluten-free because I eat gluten-free as often as I can. It makes me feel better. And I use this then as a filling as well as a coating on the outside to dredge the meat before putting it in the frying pan and browning it. I'll show you that in a little while. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the cheese at the end of the meat like this. Let's see, maybe we're gonna turn this sideways so you can see that. And all we're gonna do is we've got our stick of cheese and we're rolling it up in our Parmesan Reggiano cheese, in our prosciutto, and our beautiful, beautiful pounded round steak. So look, we have a nice roll of meat and cheese. What more could you ask for? Oh, maybe a little garlic, right? Okay, a little garlic. Now, we're just going to take some ordinary cotton household string. You could buy at any store, and just we'll cut a length of it here. We're going to use this to tie the meat up. Of course, we're going to remove this later, but what I do with it, I just simply tie a little knot at the end. Nothing fancy. One knot and two knots. One more here. Okay. Very good. Good, there we go. See, just a little knot to get us started. And then I pull this down. I hold it with my finger here, and I pull it one way or another and wrap it around the steak roll or the braciole. I tuck it underneath to pull it up and over again and bring it back down this way. And depending on the size, you can do that one more time if you choose. You can do that. Or you could take it down this way around the end and tie it back to this side. There we go, nice and simple. Nothing difficult about that at all. And that's what we have. We have a little package of scrumptious meat and cheese. Now for this recipe this time, I am going to dredge this or roll this in my gluten-free breadcrumbs, grated Parmesan cheese, and garlic mixture. This you make to taste. You like garlic, you like salt and pepper, you like basil, you like oregano, make it to taste. The same with the braciole. There are typical braciole recipes, and there's old standards, and then there's ones that you decide to make just all on your own, right? Whatever tastes good to you. Let's roll the braciole in the breadcrumbs. There we go. And we're ready. And we will continue with the rest of our meat and get them all ready to brown in a pan. Okay, now here we have a nice pot of boiling water ready for the pasta, and I'm going to use fettuccine nests. They're in little round circles. It's a wonderful fettuccine, and just drop them right in the boiling water. You use whatever type of pasta you like. I like pasta that the sauce is going to be able to be picked up by, stick to, so people get the flavor of my wonderful, wonderful red sauce. Okay, we'll get that in the nice roaring, boiling water. Okay, we're all set. And as we can see, our braciole is cooking beautifully, and the cheese is melting. And here we have the final product. The fettuccine layered with a beautiful red basil sauce and our beautiful, delicious braciole bundles. Yes, they look yummy. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can add a little something more on top if you like. I added a sprinkle of basil and a little Parmesan cheese. Now I undercooked the pasta a little bit as well as the braciole, because later I'm going to pop this in the oven to heat it, just to heat it through, and that will finish the cooking process for me. So that's it for today. I really was happy to do this with you today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen on Taste of Trinity. See you again next time.